host, Sophia. So, yes, you've been hearing a lot from me recently, and I hope you're enjoying it. So, I guess because it's summertime, I'm not sure. I've been getting a lot of reschedules with my guests. So, you're going to hear from me. Today, I want to talk about 3 tips for overcoming people pleasing. And the 3 tips that it's not going to be a one and done, just so you know. It's 3 tips that you're going to have to probably do continuously until it becomes second nature to you. So, tip number one, recognize when you're doing it. And this can be the hardest part because people pleasing has naturally become part of your role, a part of who you are, a part of how you operate. So to actually notice when you're doing it is not always going to be simple. So things like saying yes when you really want to say no, notice that. And the way to really notice it is before you actually say yes, take a pause. Or if it's already done, somebody's asked you to do something and you're just like, yes, sure, I'll do it, knowing full well that your plate is full, you don't have time, or you just don't want to, you can always go back and say, you know what? And just be honest with the person. I said yes to this, but honestly, I just don't have the bandwidth to do it, or I don't have the time to do it. And if you are honest with people, most of the time they will give you grace. But the thing is, you have to give yourself grace. And the other thing about this is let your yeses truly be yeses. And then let your no's truly be no's. Because when people know that your yes means yes and your no means no, that they can trust you more and they can rely on you. And benefit is that you can trust yourself more and you can rely on your own word more because you know whatever you answer is true for you. It's not just off the cuff because you want to avoid conflict or you want to be liked or you don't want to feel rejected or you don't want somebody else to feel bad. What you're doing is giving them a strong way to say, hey, I know that if I ask and she says no, then I'm okay with that no because I know she really needs it. And if she says yes, I don't have to wonder, it's like, wow, does she really want to do that? No, I already know her yeses mean yes and her nos mean no. The second thing is to create boundaries for yourself and not rules for other people. And sometimes we get boundaries and rules mixed up. So if you tell somebody, don't call me after 10 o'clock at night, that is a rule for them. If you say, you know what, I don't accept calls after 10 at night, that's the boundary for you. Do you see the difference? A boundary is something that you have set for yourself, and you're asking yourself, what am I willing to tolerate? So if I'm not willing to tolerate calls after 10 at night because that's going to cut into my sleep time, and that's about me. It's not about the other person. And then the other person just has to decide for themselves, are they going to respect your boundary? But it's not a rule. Like rules were like when we were young and our parents said, okay, you have a curfew of 10 o'clock. don't come in the house after 10. Or, you know, that was a rule. That was hard and fast. And depending on your parents, if you came in after 10, there would be consequences, right? That was a rule. In school, you have rules, right? You need to be in class at this time. That's a rule. You take a break at this time. That's a rule. But again, rules and boundaries sometimes get mixed up, but they're not the same thing. Again, boundaries are for you and what you are willing to tolerate for yourself and what works best for you versus a rule that another person has to adhere to. I hope that makes sense. And then the third one is to be able to identify your own needs. As people pleaser, you may have spent so much time pleasing other people, doing for other people, taking care of other people that you put yourself last. And at that point, if you're and you've spent a lot of time maybe avoiding conflict and avoiding disappointing other people and avoiding uh, having people feel uncomfortable, that you have simply forgotten what your needs are. Or maybe you were the strong one, the one who's there for everybody else. And then when you need someone, there's no one there for you because everybody thinks that, oh, she's good. She always says she's good. She's always taking care of everything. And so when it comes to your needs, nobody's actually checking on you to see if you're good. Nobody's checking to see how her needs been met, the way she's been meeting other people's needs. So it's on you to start making sure that your needs are met. But the first thing that you want to do is sit down and figure out what your needs are. Because if you have neglected your needs for a long period of time, you might not even recognize what you need. I mean, let's face it, you might need rest and you might need sleep. Those are genuine needs. But you might also feel like you have to earn rest because you're always doing, doing, doing. And when you actually do start to rest and relax, you feel guilty because you're not doing something, you're not fixing something, you're not helping someone. But you know what? You don't have to earn rest. And if that is what you need, allow it to be okay. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and she was saying, some of the best ways that she fulfills her needs is to take a nap in the middle of the afternoon, if that's what she feels like doing. And, she just, that's a need for her. Sometimes she just wants to take a nap, and that's the best thing. So let that, borrow that if you need to. If you need to take a nap and be okay with it. Don't allow guilt to fall into the space. Don't allow anyone to tell you that, oh, you shouldn't be napping in the middle of the day. It's like, you know what? That's what you want to do that. If you need to take time out and read a book for pleasure, then take time out and read a book for pleasure. Because that is what you need to really soothe your nervous system and come out of fight or flight and not feel anxiety. So find the things that calm you and figure out what your needs are. Again, it could be sitting down to enjoy a meal because you're always having meals on the go, or you eat a lot in your car because you have the next place to be. So maybe a need for you is to sit down and seriously just savor your food and enjoy your food. So those are those are the three those are the three tips for overcoming. And I do say I use the term overcoming, but again, remember it's over time. So you're not overcoming tomorrow. Or I mean, there could be some of you who do if you implement these things right away. But sometimes, you're gonna backslide. And that's all right too. So bonus is stop apologizing for little things or for having needs. Because we just talked about you being able to figure out what your needs are and fulfill your needs. Well, don't apologize for having them. So if you know you apologize a lot, start to notice without judgment and just use that as information. Notice how many times you do it. Um, Notice when you say it. So notice what situations you're in when you decide to apologize, and then make an effort to cut down on that number. So this is when you actually apologize for something that you have done. So if you have wronged someone, or if you, whatever it is that you did, and you genuinely apologize, then people can take your apology serious, especially when your apology comes with behavior change. So if you had a certain behavior and you find yourself apologizing for it over and over, then you're not really sorry because you keep doing it. But if you can apologize and then change that behavior so you're not apologizing for it again, and your apology is genuine, then again, that builds trust. It builds trust within yourself and it builds trust with others. So I hope you've enjoyed this short, short tidbits for the day. And please go ahead. If you want to work with me, um, you can email me at Sophia at the com. You can DM me at on Instagram, create life your way, or Sophia underscore I underscore dot underscore IG. You can DM me there. And on Facebook, I'm there under Sophia E. So you can always find me there and send me a message. I'm open to hearing from you. I would love to hear from you. I'd love your feedback on the podcast, the guests that I've been having. And if there are topics that you want me to cover, I would love to hear that too. So follow me on socials, please, and reach out. I am open to hearing from you, your suggestions, your input. And until the next time, we'll talk soon.